We're here to help you pack as minimally as possible. In this video, we're giving you tips from our Pack Hacker team and viewers to help you pack like a pro, stay minimal, and avoid getting weighed down by extra baggage fees and luggage. Get out your notes and hold off on packing that third pair of shoes because we're gonna show you how it's done. Stop tossing in all of your favorite tops because you might be forgetting something essential, like your razor. Let's start by making a list. Writing down what you need before pulling out gear makes you actually think twice about what you'll use on a trip and what might just be wasting space. You can use Google Docs, a spreadsheet, or even paper? I mean, how long has it been since you've written something down? Maybe you just have bad handwriting like me, so you avoid it. In any case, make a note of where you're going and how long you'll be gone. If you haven't already, take a look at the weather, think about what you'll be doing, and don't be afraid to ask friends and family what they've done in the past or what they've brought, just because you might be missing something that they wish they had. Once you've done that, type out or write down what you think you'll need, starting with essentials like socks and underwear to last through your trip, and build up the list from there. Are you going out somewhere fancy? You'll want something to dress up. Vacationing by the water? You'll need a swimsuit and sandals. Will it be cold? You can wear bulkier clothing on the plane, but remember to pack layers that work together so you can stay warm without overheating. After your trip, pull that list back out. If there are items that you didn't use, that may mean you can leave them at home next time. Sure, there are plenty of things you can pack just in case, but there's also a good chance that you can do without them or grab them at a local store when you get to your destination. I've been using the same packing list for years, just modifying it along the way. We also have ready-made packing lists on our website that are tailored to specific needs, whether it's a resort vacation, business trip, or backpacking through Europe. Get out of the mindset that you need a different outfit for every single day of your trip. You don't. Pack clothing you can mix and match instead. We often pack a capsule wardrobe, consisting of pieces that mix and match to create new looks. You can definitely get away with fewer bottoms, and we also pack fewer tops because they look different when paired with separate pairs of pants or skirts. Hang everything up in between uses. It'll air out before you wear it again, especially if it's made with natural materials like merino wool, bamboo, or even cotton. They hold on to odors much less than synthetic materials like polyester or spandex. Pick a palette that coordinates, whether that's dark or neutral. Then try everything on before packing to see what looks good together. White or black shirts work with just about everything, and if you opt for clothing with solid colors or similar patterns instead of crazy textures and graphic tees, it'll be much less obvious in your photos when you wear something for a second or third time. You can also save space by taking pieces that serve more than one function. Your workout shorts are probably fine for swimming, and some brands like Outlier make shorts that look casual but are made with quick-dry materials for multiple uses. If you're wondering where to start, one of our viewers suggests using the 5-4-3-2-1 method for longer trips. That's 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 pairs of shoes, 2 dresses or layering pieces like jackets or sweaters, and 1 set of accessories. This means limiting yourself to 1 belt, hat, scarf, or pair of sunglasses to complete your look. That may be a lot to pack for some of us here at Pack Hacker, but it's a great starting point for those on the path to minimalist travel. Once you've made your list and figured out what clothing to pack, lay it all out. Seeing everything at once will give you a better idea of what you have. Then, if there's anything extra, you can leave it behind. Maybe you pulled out 2 black hoodies and a jacket, or you have 2 pairs of shorts that look identical. To pack more minimally, ditch the duplicates. We know some hard choices may need to be made here, but you'll thank yourself later. Next, categorize items. Lay similar gear and colors together to make it easier to see what mixes and matches. It's a good idea to group together anything you're bringing just in case. This might make it easier to decide if you'll really need that jacket if it's expected to be 90 degrees all week. With everything laid out in front of you, it gets easier and easier to cut each category in half so you're not hauling an unnecessary amount of luggage. Speaking of which, 9 times out of 10, if we don't think we'll get 2 uses out of something, it doesn't come with us on a trip. This means you have to think about packing multi-purpose items. Let me throw a scenario at you. Say the forecast calls for rain, and you don't want to be walking around in wet shoes all day, so you consider packing rain boots. This sounds good in theory, but then the forecast is wrong and it only ends up raining one day. Now you've wasted space and you're packing something you've only used once. That's not very minimalist of you. Instead, what you could have done was bring 1 pair of good water-resistant shoes like these ones from Tropic Feel. Now you have more space in your bag, or 1 less item to worry about, depending on how you're packing. And there are tons of options out there, from On to Vessi. So long as it has Gore-Tex or another DWR finish to keep your feet dry, you'll be good to go. For some of us, our daily routine includes a lot of hygiene and self-care items. Lotions, creams, specific shampoos, 3 different types of combs, perfumes, colognes, the list goes on and on. If you're looking to pack more minimally, these are honestly some of the first things that can go because most of them will be available at your destination. So, don't need it? Leave it. Your hotel or Airbnb likely already has shampoo and shower gel in the bathroom, so you might just need to bring conditioner from home to help tame the frizz. This isn't exclusive to just hygiene products either. Does the hotel provide a continental breakfast? Grab an extra apple or banana so you can leave the snack bars behind. Take it from this traveler who always plans on packing light and shopping once they reach their destination. Whatever you need, just make sure you can finish it while you're there to save precious ounces in space on your way home. Getting some things at your destination easily saves space in your bag, making it lighter to carry and easier to repack because let's face it, nothing ever goes back inside the same way on the trip home. Okay, we're pretty far into this, so let's check your weight. No, not you, your bag, with this handy little scale. Regardless of airline restrictions, such as some who do weigh bags on occasion, you should always pack lightweight gear. Lighter carry also equals more comfort, and you can often do this by wearing your bulkier gear on the flight. So if you're taking boots for hiking or a coat for the cold, wearing it instead of carrying it will be a huge weight off your shoulders, or back since it's not in your bag. You can also store gear in your pants or jacket pockets, like your phone, wallet, keys, a battery bank, but just remember you're gonna have to take it out when you go through security. This viewer weighs almost everything they bring and then decides what to pack based off of what they can remove or sub out. Sure, the best item isn't always the lightest, but this gives you a good starting point. If you often travel with the same gear, track all of this in a spreadsheet or that checklist we mentioned earlier to save yourself from having to do it again before your next trip. Bigger isn't always better, especially when it comes to travel gear. Before you pack, try and get smaller versions of everything you need. It'll save space, and you won't be carrying more than what you need to use. You obviously need to use travel-sized toiletries when you travel carry-on only, but you don't need to fill up 3.4 ounces of every lotion, gel, and soap you use. If you can find smaller bottles and containers around 2.5 to 3 ounces instead, use those. For most week-long trips, it'll be more than enough. And the smaller the bottle, the easier it is to pack inside of your toiletry bag. I've been using Cadence capsules for years because they're satisfying to pack and they come in super tiny sizes. They're a little costly, but so worth it. The same goes when it comes to tech. The fewer cords and chargers you can pack, the better. If you can get everything to charge with one USB-C cord, that's less to pack in your tech kit. You will need to consider when to charge each device if you go that minimal, but you'd be surprised at how much space multiple cables can take up. Unless you pack a 3-in-1 charger, that is. Using one of those or a universal cable with swappable adapters will help you maximize outlet space too, which is key when bunking with a friend on a cruise ship or in a hotel room when there's limited outlets. You can do the same with clothing and footwear too. Some shoes can fold down to be smaller than sneakers, and travel clothing is often less bulky than jeans or cargo pants. If you don't have compression cubes or are trying to make the most out of every inch of space, start with packable gear. We've been using the Patagonia Nano Puff for years because it has one of the best warmth to weight ratios that we've found in any packable jacket. Check out this viewer tip. They say, I often pack in a smaller pack than I'm sure will work. Then try really hard to fit everything, leaving out anything I can possibly do without. Basically, test your loadout in a smaller bag. This is going to help you make sure that packing is easier on your way home, help you save space for souvenirs if you want them, and you might even realize you can make do with the smaller bag, making it easier to get to your accommodations or sightsee along the way. This is actually a really cool method to try and get down to the smallest bag possible, and you can try it on any trip. While we think these tips are applicable to pretty much any traveler who's trying to pack minimally, when it comes to the bag, everybody has different preferences. Your focus may vary depending on your destination or your personal needs, but it's important to figure those out before you decide so that you're not left holding the bag. The bad bag, you know what I mean. Not every bag will have it all, and there are pros and cons to them all. We still think backpacks are king, it's why we talk about them the most, but some people may prefer a duffel, tote, or even rolling luggage. Just think about how you plan to use it for your trip. For instance, if you can't check in right away and you plan to leave your bag behind at your hotel and stick to a sling while you explore, a roller bag might work. If your sleeping accommodations don't allow you to leave your bag, you're going to want something that's as comfortable to carry as possible, which will likely be a backpack. And remember, we're talking about packing minimally. Yes, most domestic airlines allow for both a personal item and a carry-on, but Do you need both? I mean, that designer bag is cute, but does it really hold everything you need while exploring a new city? Again, think about how you plan to use the bag when you arrive. A beach tote works well if you're flying to the Caribbean, while a small backpack is better when exploring a new city. A sling might work better for a trip to the amusement park since you can leave it on for most of the rides. These are the things to think about when selecting a bag. And if you're looking for suggestions on ones, we do offer ours in our packing list, as well as have a ton of reviews for different bags on our reviews channel. Once you've narrowed down your packing list and filled your bag, there's one thing left to do before you leave: practice your trip. If you're traveling with a backpack, try taking it for a walk fully packed. There's no better way to know if straps will dig in or if you need to move your hardcover book to another spot than a 10-minute trial run. And you can do the exact same thing with a carry-on suitcase. Carry it up and down the stairs to get used to extending and retracting the handle. Roll it over your thick carpet to ensure you won't get tripped up on rougher flooring. If you have a few days, we also recommend living out of the bag if you can. Some of our viewers even practice doing laundry in the sink. Now, that's dedication. Testing this out will make it clear if you've forgotten something you really can't live without, or if you've packed something you don't even intend to use. You'll also get a better feel for where you need to keep certain items, since you don't want to have to dig through your bag if you can avoid it. If you follow these tips, you'll find yourself packing minimally and more efficiently with each trip you take. What's the best minimalist packing tip you've learned over the years? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you're going somewhere soon, check out the top video for things you should know before traveling this year, and below is a video that YouTube thinks you might like. Like and share this with your fellow travelers, and we'll see you in the next one.